Welcome back, PSGINT family. It's your boy PSGINT here, and today we're having and discussing the preview for Paris Saint-Germain contre Excellent, round of 16, 17 in Ligue and Uber Eats this Sunday, 1st of January 2023, 20:45 p.m. French time. That's Central European time for everyone at the Stade Bollaert d'Olly, Excellence home ground, of course. The last game for Paris Saint-Germain was, of course, the 2-1 victory versus FC Strasbourg at the Parc des Princes. Neymar putting in a cross for Marquinhos for the first goal, and then him received a red card in Neymar. Marquinhos scoring an own goal, but then in the 6th minute of extra time, Kylian Mbappe strikes from the penalty spots and gives Paris Saint-Germain all 3 points from the last encounter. And it was not a good performance. It was a bad performance nearly from Paris Saint-Germain. Like, very mid performance. Some players shined, some players were awful, and hopefully they do not continue that form into this game, where Arsenal went away to OGC Nice and got a 0-0 draw. Even though they played better, dominated the possession, they could not string any good chances at all, and it went 0-0, which ended actually Arsenal's winning streak before this game. So both teams had hard games. Paris Saint-Germain, with their players, got the win at the end of the game, even though they were one man down, whilst Arsenal could only battle for a draw against OGC Nice. Missing players for this game for Paris Saint-Germain: Renato Sanchez, doubtful, no 100%, maybe can return to the squad, but probably still injured. Kimpembe is still injured. Neymar, of course, is suspended, and he's only suspended for this game. There was some questions about him being suspended for 2 games by the LFP, I don't know, referee committee. But it's only 1 game for this Arsenal game. Nuno Mendes, of course, is still injured. About 2 weeks left until he returns. And Juan Bernat, of course, missed last game due to a thigh muscle injury. So he's doubtful for this game. And this is the predicted lineup for Paris Saint-Germain: Gianluigi Donnarumma in goal, Hakimi coming back to the starting lineup with Mukiele coming as the left back. Of course, Hakimi can play as a left back and Mukiele as a right back, but when he got subbed on last game versus Strasbourg, we saw that Mukiele switched side and Hakimi played in his preferred position. So I think they will continue with that. Ramos, Marquinhos, who had both good performances versus Strasbourg, will keep their centre-back spots. Ruiz, Verratti, and Vitinha probable midfield because Renato is injured. Soler and Sarabia are playing in the attack. Maybe a cheeky Warren Zaire-Emery, or maybe even Danilo Pereira playing as the number 6 and being a flexible 3 at the back. That may be a huge possibility with Ruiz and Verratti on the flanks of Danilo, because Vitinha had a really disastrous performance versus Strasbourg. Probably his worst performance in Paris Saint-Germain colors. And up in attack, Kylian Mbappe, of course, starts yet again with Soler and Sarabia coming in for Neymar, who is missing this game due to suspension, and Ekitike, who has been woeful in the last 3 games, including the 2 friendlies. So this is the predicted lineup for Paris Saint-Germain. And my ones to watch, of course, it's Kylian Mbappe. We need to win this game. Of course, Paris Saint-Germain need to win every game. And Mbappe, with both of the Eminem trio missing in Neymar and Messi still on vacation, will come back on the 3rd and will play the game versus Angers. But Mbappe needs to do something. He needs to be our magician. He needs to be our talisman in this game. And I'm expecting Kylian Mbappe to do something clinical in this game. Taking a look at Arsenal, they have 2 absentees in Costa and Boxa, and as you can see, they're only 7 points behind us in Ligue and table. They are the closest rival to Paris Saint-Germain's title dreams this season. And yeah, they are a really good team. As you can see right there, bottom right corner, they had 5 wins in a row until they got the recent draw versus OGC Nice. And we're playing at their home ground, where they are really good. They have only conceded, I believe, 1 goal in their last 5 home games. Whilst Paris Saint-Germain have only conceded 2 goals away from the Parc. Arsenal, on the other hand, have won 8 out of 8 home games this season. The best home run in Ligue and Uber Eats, even better than Paris Saint-Germain. So it will be a very tough game at their home ground, and this is how Frank Hayes will lineup. It's his usual 3 at the back. Samba in goal, Danso, Gradit and Medina, 3 centre-backs, Machado and Frankowski on the wing, Abdul Samed and Fofana in the middle, Onana, Sotoko and Openda. We may see even Seis instead of Onana in that attack, but this is a really good side. I mean, there are, of course, some individually great players in this side, but it's mostly about that team, that chemistry. Everybody knows each other. They have played this formation for a very long time. They're not adapting to Paris Saint-Germain. They're playing their style and winning in style, and that will be their objective in this game. I mean, we looked at the recent previews, and it is like, well, how will they be motivated for coming to play Paris Saint-Germain? Barcelona, they will feel they can win against Paris Saint-Germain, especially now that we are a bit weak. We are missing some key players, and Nuno Mendes, Lionel Messi, Neymar, and so on. So they will feel very confident in this game. But if there's one player to talk about, it has to be Seko Fofana, the heart and beat of this Arsenal side. He will be the player that, you know, motivates his rest of the teammates, and the player that may be clinical, the player that maybe gets an assist, maybe gets a goal. So if Arsenal do anything in this game, surprising Paris Saint-Germain, Seko Fofana will be at the heart of it. He's an incredible player. Of course, Paris Saint-Germain tried to get him out of Arsenal, but the price tag was too much for Paris Saint-Germain, and he extended at Arsenal. So we will have to see what happens. The last game between the two outfits was a 1-1 draw at the Parc des Princes. Of course, most memorably for that Lionel Messi banger. And then Arsenal, they didn't give up. They didn't give up and got a goal at the end, making it a 1-1 draw. And in this game, Paris Saint-Germain actually clinched last season's Ligue title. It was an okay game. That's the best to summarize it. But this is a totally different Paris Saint-Germain side. But it is pretty much the same Arsenal side. It was just at the end of the season, Arsenal were not performing at the highest level as they did in the beginning of that season. And managers coming into this, of course, Christophe Galtier and Frank Heise, they know each other. They have played each other a lot of times. This will be a tough game. This will be a tough game for both. Frank Heise, this is the best team he can possibly face in Ligue, and in Galtier, this is the best team he can possibly face in Ligue. So it's the best against the best. I mean, of course, we know Marseille with the rivalry and everything, but when it comes to quality, this is the biggest. This is the biggest. It's like Manchester United and Manchester City. That's like PSG Marseille. It's the rivalry and everything. There's so much more to it. But if you're talking pure quality, like a Liverpool City game, this is the closest you can come to it in Ligue 1 Uber Eats, and that is Paris Saint-Germain against Arsenal. Galtier, he will need to be planning for this game. He will need to find weaknesses in this Arsenal side and exploit them, whilst Arsenal and Frank Heise will find weaknesses in the Paris Saint-Germain squad and try to exploit them at his best. So managers will be very important in this game because it's all about the small measures in big games like this. But my prediction for this game is a 1-0 win to Paris Saint-Germain. I still can't feel a draw, but I feel that you always have to be confident in winning every possible game. And I want to go in there predicting a win, and then after the game, if a draw happens, we'll see what we do. But I'm predicting a 1-0 win to Paris Saint-Germain. Kylian Mbappe scoring the golazo. I expect that from him. I expect that from Kylian Mbappe, especially because he will miss the next game in the Coupe de France. So let me know in the comments down below. What's your prediction for Paris Saint-Germain versus Arsenal? And as usual, allez, allez, allez Paris.